says Carl.
What in the world is that? I mean, they've never seen anything like it. Hey, this is Jason with Denwerks. Got something really special today. It's a 1945 Dodge WC. It's a half-ton pickup. This thing was built during World War II, and they call it a Blackout edition. There wasn't very many vehicles that were built in the 40s during World War II, because a lot of manufacturers like Dodge and Ford and Chevrolet and everything, they had were building stuff for the military and stuff. So the Blackout edition, you'll see here that this rig doesn't have any chrome on it, and they just weren't producing chrome, and so they didn't have any chrome for the vehicles in general. So a lot of times when you see these trucks, you'd see the chrome grills and headlight surrounds, different things. There's a few little touches of chrome on this truck and that aren't supposed to be there, but overall, really rare example. If you remember that 46 Dodge pickup I had, the Guyton's dairy truck that I sold on BAT, that was a really, really cool truck. And this one's just a little different because it is a half-ton and military time, and it's a 1945, so something rare to see. We'll just walk around it. It's in really nice condition. It's not 100% perfect. It's got little tiny chips and little tiny scratches and stuff, but overall it's rust free and super nice. I love the black and the red and how the wheels and everything match. So we'll just walk around here in the front, and I'll go ahead and show you the lights. You can see here the marker lights on the side, and then you can see the headlights, and you got bright lights too. And then we'll go ahead and show you the blinkers. You can see here they're kind of slow. You can see here on the other side, you can see it flashing there, and they might flash a little bit faster when the truck's running. And you can hit the horn works. So we'll just go ahead and look at the body and just walk around it. You can see a couple little tiny chips that have been touched up here. The grill is actually really nice. The bumper's really, really nice condition. Actually, it's really hard to find these bumpers, especially the rear one. You can see some real light little scratches, nothing really major. Right here is a chip that's been touched up. You can see a little bit of a star right there. Little tiny star, kind of cracked. The red actually looks really good. These badges are really hard to find. Go ahead and look at the emblem up here, the hood emblem. Very cool. I like the design. Go ahead and look at the nose over here on this side. It looks really good. I haven't seen a lot of filler on this truck. When you look down the sides, it's really straight, and I haven't really seen any Bondo abuse on it. In general, it's actually pretty clean, and especially for a pickup. You can see here it's got white walls. They're 6 by 16. Nice condition. They're BF Goodrich. Again, it doesn't have chrome hubcaps. You can see the running boards look really good. You can see some little chipping and stuff here across the bottom on the edge. And the one thing to look at on all these old trucks is there's no rust here in the back of the cab. It looks really good. You look at all the door, how the door lines up. Really good. The panel gaps are excellent, and looks nice. You can open the cowl up. And the window actually rolls out. It's actually hard to find a window like that's actually functioning, and actually that Dodge, the dairy truck, cost me $900 just for a new new frame, and actually it wasn't a reproduction frame. I had to pay $900 for a new frame, so really hard to come by. You can see here the gutters and everything look good, and the wipers do work, but they run on vacuum, so when it's running I'll just go ahead and show you that. You can see here the bed, really nice condition. You know what, before this truck I didn't get to see it painted. I mean, this is probably 20 years ago. There's a couple little chips and stuff there. You know, this truck was probably in really good shape. And one thing that I like too on these trucks, they're very Art Deco. You can see these little spears coming off the back and on the fenders. Really, really cool. And just a lot of style. Look around here to the back. You know, again, it's in nice shape. You can see it's got a spare under there. We'll put it on my lift. Really hard bumper to find, and I'm sure that was probably an option on these trucks because a lot of the trucks didn't have bumpers. It's got a Washington title. These here were added. These are blinkers on each side. You can see here the bed, all restored. Super nice. Really nice condition. And you can see here across the back, the tailgate looks good. Again, the fenders really nice in the back, and you can see here little tiny chip, couple little things, but real minor. And you look here at the bottom of the cab. You know, it's not rusty. You can see some little cracks around the filler there in the rubber. You can see back here behind the cab, looks in really good shape. You know, again, it's got its little chips, different things right here on the side here. You breathing hard, Stanley? Good night. You can see here, looks good. And up here in the cab, you know, in the cowl, looks in excellent shape. I'm going to go ahead and show you the gutter. You know, overall, nice looking truck. And we'll go ahead and pop the hood and show you the interior. You'll see some little chips, a couple little things right here along the hood, and a couple little spots that are touched up right there. And but hopefully that gives you just kind of a good feeling of what it looks like on the outside and the condition. So we'll go ahead and show you some more stuff. Okay, we're going to take a look at the interior. You know, overall, nice looking interior. And you can see the seat's been recovered. You know, the perch and everything looks good. You know, not rusty. You can see here the floor looks good. You know, across the dash. You know, it's kind of a clean look. I like how these little ribs come down right there. And it's got aftermarket turn signals. You can see the gauges. The odometer and the speedometer aren't working in it right now. And you know, everything's hooked up. Could be the speedometer head, I'm not sure, but we'll turn it on and show you some of the other things. Here you can see there's where the key is. You got, this says panel lights, but this is actually the headlights, throttle, choke, and that is actually the panel lights. And just wanted to show you inside these jams. In a really nice condition, actually. You can see this welting. You can see the edges are worn off a little bit. You can actually get new welting pretty easy for these. You can see it's got a cardboard headliner. That's the way it was from the factory. One sun visor. It's actually an option. And you can see here it's got a dome light. This is actually a deluxe truck, I'm pretty sure, because usually they would have 3 options, and you'd have a the dome light, sun visor, and it'll usually have an armrest here on the door. And this one doesn't have it, but doesn't mean that it didn't. And you can see here you know, cardboard door panels. You can see here it doesn't fit in here real perfect. And actually, I've done these trucks before, and they always kind of do that. I wish someone would actually come out with a better reproduction door panel. And I know the headliners you can actually get in PVC, and you can see here the PVC plastic, which is kind of nice, but it's not original either. So, you know, if you look up underneath, the wiring, hopefully you can see that, is in pretty good shape and not all tore up or anything like that. We'll take a look from the other side. Go ahead and take a look in the passenger side. You know, again, the doors, look how nice that shuts. You know, shuts really nice. And go ahead in here and look at the glove box. You can see the original tag. And that's not me breathing hard. It's Mr. Stan. Anyways, you can see the original tag. The truck is VIN'd off the engine, and title matches the engine there. And here's another kind of a body tag here. So sometimes they VIN them off engines, and sometimes they use this tag. But it's funny because a lot of DMVs, they don't know that tag's on this side of it, because most trucks and cars are over there on the driver's side, and so they just get lost. You can see here the floor looks good. I don't know if that was supposed to be a metal floor here, or if someone actually went ahead and put a wood one in there. Either way, it's fine, but I don't know if that's 100% original. And you can see here it's got a heater hook up here as well, and it's called an MP. We'll have to actually see if that works. I've never tested it. I should try it. And but overall, you can slide the jam. Looks really nice and not rusty. You don't see any damage or anything. You look here, especially on the bottoms of the doors. We took pictures underneath so you can see they're not rusty. We'll go ahead and roll the windows up. Windows roll up and down nice. See over there on that side. We'll show you these wipers. I'll do it when the engine's running. Right here's the wiper switch, and they're individual when you pull on them, and there's another one on that side, but they work you know, by themselves. So anyways, we'll take a look at some more stuff. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and take a look underneath the hood and push these down. Kind of hard to do with one hand. But anyways, you just kind of lay the hood up like that, and we'll just take a look underneath the hood here. You know, overall looks pretty good. The firewall looks good, and engine looks pretty tidy. Inline 6. You can see the intake and the exhaust manifold there. Carburetor. You know, it's actually a Chrysler one. It's a Carter, but it's made for Chrysler. And radiator looks in good shape. You know, it actually looks pretty good underneath the hood here. And go ahead and start it up. We'll walk around the other side here in a minute. There we go. It actually runs pretty good, very smooth. And go ahead and rev it up a little bit. It sounds good. We'll walk over to the other side, and we'll take a look. While I'm doing that, I'll show you the wipers working. They're really fast, especially that other one. And go ahead and shut them off. They're not in sync. They're definitely a vacuum, and they were going wild. You can see here, original sticker up there. You know, firewall looks really good. I haven't seen any rust on this truck anywhere, and everything looks clean. I'm not 100% sure if that's the original motor in the truck. It's kind of got a different number on there, and during military time, maybe they did something different, and so I don't see a star on it, but it does match the VIN, and so on the title. So anyways, everything looks pretty good underneath here. Rev it up one more time. That's for fun. Let's hit the horn again. Show you the gauges and stuff. You know, a lot of them aren't working, but you can see the amp gauge works there. Fuel gauge isn't working. I already told you that the odometer and speedometer aren't working. But you know, the one thing you want to really notice here is look at the oil pressure. Really nice, and the temperature gauge isn't working. So that's going to take a little bit of work for someone to get that stuff all sorted out. And you know, the heater. That's the controls, I think, for the heater, one or the other, but it's not working either. So you'll have to do a few things to it, but overall, really good, solid truck. Okay, here we are. We're going to take a look underneath the Dodge, put it up on the lift here for you so you could see. You're still going to see the still photos and stuff, but I like to take videos underneath too, so I can poke on things and show you different things. But this thing is really good underneath, and just gives you a different perspective doing a video. So we're going to check out the frame, and I'm going to talk about some things that I'm going to actually do to it still. But we'll just walk around here. You can look underneath the engine. You know, really no oil leaks or anything that's going on. You can see here they put a little gasket, rubber gasket here, and when it was restored, and you can see the frame is in really nice condition. You can see the shocks look good, and everything's really clean. You can see the axle. One thing that we're going to do to it, and is I'm going to rebuild the wheel cylinders. You can see the brake lines look good, and they were redone at one time, and but they're leaking just a little bit, and so we're gonna take those off and rebuild them all the way around the truck. Master cylinder looks good, and we're gonna replace the axle seals in the back. So you can see here the brake line is in good shape. You can open side, the wells look good. But look underneath the engine here. You can take a look at the transmission. You can see the numbers up there, C36502. Go ahead and look on the other side here. You know, if you remember that one Dodge I had a big inspection plate on the side here, but that was a one-ton truck. That was that dairy truck I had a long time ago. The Guyton's Dairy. Super cool. You can see here, I just wanted to show you, this here's a suspect area that usually rust out. This looks really good, and very solid there on the floor. This is kind of unique here, this spring that holds the cab on. Sorry, I got a little bit of a cold. We'll look here on this other side where the floor meets the cowl. You know, it looks really good, and great shape. Go back here and look at the frame. You know, again, no rust. Gas tank looks good. You can see here the bed underneath is finished as well. You can see the back corner of the cab here. Looks good, not rusty. And the footwell there. Take a look at the other side. And you know, it's really nice to do a video because you can see a lot more stuff, and the floorboards look really nice on the truck. Go ahead and walk here to the back. You can see the rear end. You can see this boot, still pliable. You can see the rear end. You know, back here, like I was saying up front, we're going to rebuild the cylinders, and you can see this gasket material. We're going to take the backing plate off and put new axle seals in it because they are leaking just a little bit, and so I just want to make sure that's done for the next guy. You can see here how the exhaust dumps out. We went ahead and hit all the Zerk fittings and everything too. You can see a matching spare, and we'll just look back here. You know, it's just a really solid truck, and you don't see these very often, and very unique. So anyways, if you got any more questions or anything like that, you can email me, make comments on BAT, give me a call. I'd be glad to help. Thank you very much.